What's up, YouTube? For tonight, I have a full Skylanders team. Leave those theme suggestions in the comment section below, and any feedback on the video would be awesome too. Okay, so Skylanders is like those little statue things you put on the platform. It was pretty cool, but I did hear they sort of didn't bring the old ones into the new games. That's pretty scummy. I don't like that sort of thing. Replay value is for the old things, and having to buy them is I think that really sucks. Anyways, let's get to this battle. So a lot of the Pokemon, all the Pokemon I wanted to do was a Little Cup team, so I actually went down a couple of evolutions here to make an entire Little Cup team. Haven't done a Little Cup battle for ages, or put one on my channel for ages, so I thought, let's do this. Okay, so got Shield on lead. I nearly said shit on lead there. Shield on lead. I just U-turned it to break it sturdy. I didn't really want to reveal too much on moveset at this point in the game. Shield on's going to set up the Stealth Rock there. My team was so weak to Stealth Rock, it wasn't funny, but that's just the Pokemon that were in the list to use. Okay, so it's going to hit me 5 times in a row of Rock Blast, which is fun. This is a bulky Paraset, otherwise that definitely would have taken me out for sure there. Running max health and max defense on it. So I go for Spore here. There's not too much Paras can do outside of Spore and doing a little bit of stalling there. Now I've got Bug Bite on this. I've got Leech Seed as well, and I've got Aromatherapy, so it's sort of just like support. Bug Bite isn't as useful now because, Berry Juice is back in Little Cup, which I think is disgraceful, but that's just how it is. So we've got the Leech Seed there on the swap on the Tailoo, and that's good because I was expecting Tailoo to come in there, obviously there, so I get a little bit of health back on there. Now, I really can't do too much here. I'm going to take incoming Stealth Rock damage. I know that, but I have to swap it out because I'm going to get wrecked by a flying type move. So into my Hoot Hoot here. Yes, another terrible Pokemon in Little Cup, but fun to use. Okay, so Heat Wave, so it's a special Tailoo. I tank that really, really easily. I'm very special defensive there. I was half thinking whether he was going to run a physical or special. I went for the special, and that was pretty good. So I've got Leech Seed there, a little bit of health recovery here. Now I normally run a on my Noctowl. I run like a Flame Orb. Oh shit, what's the move called? I forgot. I've completely forgotten the move. I'll get back to that in a second. So I've got Roost on this set. I've got Toxic. I've got Nightshade, and I've got Feather Dance. That's the set I'm running on this. Psycho Shift. That's it. I normally run that on my my Noctowl, but I kind of couldn't sacrifice Everlife for that. Okay, so I'm going to swap in my Growlithe here. This is I wanted to use Berry Juice on this since this item is in Little Cup for some reason. I thought I'd try and make use of it, really like fun set. So I'm going to go for the Flare Blitz here. That still doesn't do very much to shield on there. I take a little bit of damage there, which is cool. Now, there's, shield on really can't do too much here, so he's going to keep it in. So I'm going to go for Flare Blitz. He's probably hoping that I do just recoil damage to myself or wakes up and one-shots me there. Now, it's got the Berry Juice, which we've seen, and that's going to restore all its health back to full again. Fuck. Well, at least I burned it anyway. Right, I've actually got Berry Juice here. Now, the idea of this Growlithe set, it's a little... I know it's got a couple of standard moves, but it's got the Flare Blitz for main stab. It's got Wild Charge for water types. It's got... I believe it's got Flame Charge for a bit of speed. I actually put it mainly into attack, and it's got Thief. So the idea is, right... You flare Blitz or Wild Charge down your health to use Berry Juice up, and then you thief either a common item like Everlight and cripple the opponent, or something else. It actually worked pretty well. I thieved quite a couple of items off, handy items off other Pokemon. Okay, so I'm going to go down to that Rock Blast, even though it intimidates up. It's definitely going to take me out anyway. Okay, so that's my Growlithe down. Right, I actually revealed quite a lot of my team earlier on in the game. I was having fun with the shield on. Alright, so I'm going to take this out with my Tyrant. Now, I'm running a Choice Banded Tyrant with Outrage here. It's pretty good in Little Cup, but you do have to watch out for real bulky Steel types and Fairies as well, because if you lock yourself into Outrage, you are pretty much screwed. I just went for some extra power on this set. I was running max health, max attack. You can run a lot of sets with it. It's quite good. Like you can run Dragonette and stuff. Okay, so I thought Purloin was going to come in and use a different move. They actually used Thunder Wave. I thought it was going to use a Copycat and Outrage, but I was very glad it didn't. It just tanks my Outrage there, which is surprising, and Knockoff is going to get rid of my Choice Band, so that's okay. I'm freed up in my moves, I guess, and the second Outrage is going to be enough to take Purloin out, so that's good. Getting that prankster Pokemon out of the way. Alright, so I'm confused, and there's not really too much point me swapping out here, and As soon as Cacnea comes out, I'm like, no, he's probably going to try and set up a sword dance, and I'm going to get like wrecked. So I actually went for the Ice Fang. I've got tough, tough claw or strong jaw, and that's going to do some nice damage to Cacnea. It barely holds on there. I'm not really sure what its item was, but I wasn't sure if it was Focus Sash or whatever item it was, but or Expert Belt. I wasn't really 100% sure at the game, at this point in the game. Anyway, so Drain Punch is going to be enough to take my Tyrant out, and he's going to get a nice chunk of health back. So, yes, this is quite dangerous. So I'm going to go into my my Paris here. I'm just wondering what other move it's got. So it does have Sucker Punch. I thought it might, and obviously I can't put it to sleep because it's grass, and I wasn't running Synthesis. So I wanted to run Synthesis, but I didn't quite have the room. Okay, so I'm going to swap in my Choice Scarf Magnemite. I went for the Hidden Power here. I wanted to try and play some mind games there as well, and thinking maybe not going for the Sucker Punch, and which was quite good there, as I think I probably would have lost there. That Cacnea was very, very powerful in attack. Okay, so I'm going to swap out my Magnemite here into the Munchlax, because I'm not going to do much for that Thick Fat. I was thinking it was Thick Fat, it wouldn't do much anyway. And he busts out the Metronome and gets High Jump Kick straight off the bat. Oh my god. That does heaps to my knockdown as well. Maybe to get the Roost off here, which is good. But this was a really, really trolly Munchlax set. It was Metronome, right? Counter, Pursuit, and Self-Destruct. It was a crazy set. I was half expecting it to be a Curse set or just Body Slam, but they are really terribly overpowered in Little Cup, and you just can't let them set up at all. Okay, so it's going to go for Metronome again. This was a really more of a fun battle, I guess. So I needed to get Toxic on this Munchlax anyway, because I just wasn't doing enough damage output to it at all. I couldn't hit it with Nightshade either, so I couldn't really do too much to this thing at all. I had Feather Dance as well. That Flash Cannon does heaps. Right, so I've got Munchlax Poison. There's a Taylor left, and there's another Pokemon that has yet to be revealed. Alright, he's going to swap out the Munchlax before Toxic racks up too much. Toxic, it really isn't that great in Little Cup. Initial damage for like Will-O-Wisp or something is much better. In comes Totodile. I Feather Dance that on the swap, which is really good. I'm really happy to do that. And now Totodile's going to go for the Ice Punch here. Still does shitloads to me. I barely hang on there. No freeze hacks. Toxic misses. Fuck! And goes for the superpower here, probably expecting me to go into Magnemite. A pretty good idea, but I definitely wasn't going to swap there because Stealth Rocks was still on the field, and I didn't want to sacrifice my Magnemite there. I did think about it. I did actually think about it though. So okay. Anyway, into my Magnemite, which is a Choice Scarf, as I mentioned before. So I'm going to go for the Volt Switch here. I know Totodile's not going to stay into that. No way. It's already had a Feather Dance and a -1 for defense and attack from Superpower. So that's pretty bad damage. There's a Munchlax. It's definitely Everlight for sure, and it's a Troll set. The problem is I just can't do enough damage to it. Okay, so I'm going to send in my Spyro here. Now this is Choice Specs. This is Choice Specs Draco Meteor, Hurricane, Heat Wave, and U-Turn. U-Turn's there just to scout and maybe to throw them off, thinking that it's a physical set, which would be really not that strong, but it's mainly there for scouting. It's quite handy. And getting momentum. Okay, anyway, so Munchlax is going to go for the Grass Knot, which does amazing amounts of damage to me. I can't believe how much that did. The thing is here, if that Munchlax was running a proper set, like a more standard set, I definitely wouldn't have been able to take it out. I maybe might have if I kept wearing it down, but definitely one of my Pokemon, I'd probably be definitely down to my last Pokemon there. Taylor swaps in and takes a Hurricane to the face. That's definitely not going to live that one. Maybe hoping for a miss there. But I was actually got pretty accurate with Hurricane there until the very end of the battle. So Hurricane hits Totodile as well, and that's going to be enough to take that out, which is good because that Ice Punch would have definitely finished me off easily. So the last Pokemon he has is the Trolley Munchlax with Metronome here. I'm locked into Hurricane. It misses, and he goes for the Self-Destruct and ends things with a bang. So that was a 1-0 in the end. But honestly, if that Munchlax was running Body Slam, I definitely probably wouldn't have won this one for sure. But it was a fun battle anyway, and we always have a fun battle together. So hope you guys enjoy this one. Enjoy the bloopers.